Hello gents, I have started recording again because it's my lunch break and you know what, I do what I want. This video, it's a double game day? A double game day. Oh, that's a strong start, real strong start. So I thought I'd do a brief Tommy Roddrins Bromley intro and then followed by a Bromers game and then also a Charlton game against bottom place Derby. So yeah, this is my Roddrins homepage. There he is, Tommy. You know the backstory, so I won't explain it to you. Look at his absolutely abysmal ratings. He was really determined as a result of coming back from that accident. Always answers passionately. Love that. He's 4-4 bloody 2. Although recently I've changed to a 5-3-2, so you know that's not always true. Managed to wheedle a long contract out of the board somehow after they initially refused. No one thinks anything of me because I've barely been in the game. I'll take you through the team very, very briefly for me. So this is Macaulay Isles. He's actually one of my best paid players because I had a really appalling goalkeeper and we were leaking so many goals. I thought he was the answer. He's done okay, actually. I suppose, yeah, he's got some clean sheets for a start. He's not wonderful, but you know what? He's pretty damn good for this level. And, so that is an improvement. Graham Gordon is there also just as a backup. He gets paid tuppence a week, so that's why he's in the team. Alright, my defence is like just a mishmash of loans, and then I can't play all the loans, so there's some that have kind of overlapped. People like where is he? Paddy Graham. So Paddy Graham was my best centre back at the start of this season. As you can see, he's a 6'6" lump, acceleration of a tugboat. But he's really determined. He's very aggressive. He can be effective, but he can also be awful. But now we've moved more towards players like Andrew Hughes, who is a finely balanced centre back with consistent attributes and decent physicality, a very normal mentality where he doesn't just like lose concentration at the drop of a hat, and some solid defensive stats. So yeah, he's come in. I've brought him in, and he's been playing really well. So he starts with Matthew Fraser, who we've had. He's a bit of a lump as well, but he's less slow and more actually decent. And he's played a lot of games for us. He's fairly decent. We've got Grant Branca, who's just come in. Again, I don't want to describe every defender at this level as a lump, but he's also a lump. His acceleration is extremely slow, but he makes up for it with actually good tackling and actually good, kind of heading and strength and stuff like this. So he's been playing all right. There's a smattering of other players in there at centre back. Got Gareth Pritchard, who I thought was good to bring in because he gets paid very little a week. He's also 6'6" and is basically as good as Paddy, who gets paid like 4 times more than him or something. So yeah, I thought he'd be useful potentially as a low-paid player. But you know what? Non-contracts are the best. I found that out. Who he has? Oh yeah, David Seidel. Or Sedell, I'm not quite sure. He's another reasonably solid one who's come in. You can see they're all. I've got quite a few who are much of a muchness. They're all reasonable players. A new loan is Ryan Edwards. He's really strong, really great at heading. Defensively not as good, and mentality-wise he's a bit of a mount. So he's been a bit patchy. Also got Luke Rigg, who I brought in from Maidstone. He's not very good. You've got Glenn Matthews, who was here when I arrived. He's well-rounded, but not very good. So he's kind of played a bit part role. Now, if we have a quick look at the wing backs, I've got one superstar wing back, Sam Heath. He's got pace. He can tackle. He works hard. He's mentally not an idiot. He can actually pass the football. He's got a contract till next season because he's actually really, really great. Even though he's a midget and he can't head, but he's out on the wing, so it's fine. I'm pretty happy with him, but his fitness is not so good, so obviously he's out injured at the minute. my other wing back is John Harris, who is unfortunately again quite highly paid here till next season because I thought he was the answer. Turns out his average rating, he may not be the answer, but I just needed. I was like so desperate at the time for someone who could just bloody defend, and that's pretty much the one thing he does. He can bloody well defend, and so he's good. He's good. He's not amazing. He's not this kind of nearly 4-star player who I thought he was, and he's got some mentality problems that let him down. But I tell you what, at this level, a lot of them have a lot of problems. I'm not, I don't know about personal problems, but they've got issues. Don Curtis is a backup who's unhappy. He came in and is actually my free kick specialist, so he even scored one. It was amazing, but yeah, he's kind of dropped back in his level of appearances, despite having played reasonably well. Being Bill Kinsey is a guy that I got in as a reserve centre back. He's actually on loan from a team in the league below us because he wouldn't come to me on a free. He just said no. So he's an idiot, clearly. Colm DC was here. He's got one Irish under-21 cap. Gotta love that. He was here when I arrived, and he's my backup wing-back. He's alright. He's quite fast. He can tackle. He's not terrible, but he's clearly one of my worst-performing players. And then Jack Kelly, I've recently brought him in as a bit of a backup left wing-back for when blooming Don Curtis leaves because he's upset. Marlon Romeo, or Romeo, who knows? He's another kind of guy that I've had to the start of the season, played a bit of a bit part, well-rounded but terrible. So yeah, that's my defence. It's a bit of a struggle. That's why I've got this system really, because it's solid. It's just if one centre back falls on his arse, then there's two more there. They kind of got the wing backs. They are also covering that area of the pitch. A block of 3 central midfielders, and it really proves tough to break down. I was just leaking goals left and right when I was playing 4-4-2, but this provides a bit more of a solid basis. So going on to the midfield, I bet I've already been talking for way too long. 7 minutes, done the goalkeeper and defence. Oh, dearie me. Right, so yeah, again, we've got a bit of a mishmash of players, like some not getting paid, some on loan. By the end of the season, it'll all sort itself out, and I'll have about 5 players to rub together. George Scarr, he came in at the start of the season, getting paid tuppence. Played really well, oddly. He's so wildly inconsistent. He can't pass, but he can dribble, so he is vaguely useful at this level. We've got Daniel Parsons, who's been one of the best players I've brought in on loan. He's been an absolute stalwart in my midfield. All he can really do is tackle and be determined, but he's sufficiently not bad at everything that he does quite well in the middle of the park. Martin Walford was an odd signing. He's also my director of football. He consistently gets grumpy at everything I do. Look at his eyes. Ugh, his eyes are a killer. But he's got great mental stats, and that's why I brought him in, because he was mentally and in terms of vision much, much better than everyone else on my entire team. He's very, very flexible, although not now into the system that I now play, which is unfortunate. But yeah, he played quite well at the start of the season, and he's been around. Who else we got? Lewis Tomlinson, brought him in a little while ago, I think in January. He's played pretty well. He is not enormously incompetent, has more than 10 on some mental stats, so it means he's not like just a moron. Can pass the ball, can dribble the ball, has a first touch. These are the things that make standout players at this level. Callum Leach, I like him, but my problem is now that I have too many loan players, so that I can't, I pack them into the starting 11 and I can't really have them on the bench. So Leach, he's there, he's good, but he's not getting many games. Harrison Heath, fought hard for him at the start of the season as a well-rounded centre mid. He's not particularly good at anything. He's not massively bad at anything. So he coming in done reasonably well. He's not getting paid anything, so I'm pretty happy. Who else have we got in there? Aaron Hassel. I brought him in recently. I thought he was fairly able. He works really hard. He's physically reasonably robust, technically quite good, and has vision and stuff. Can play up front and centre mid. I've tried him out in a few. I have faith in that he's a good player and he has good ability, but he's not really showing it so far. But I think he's solid and he does fit this role quite well, this role of an advanced playmaker. better than a lot of the other players that I have. Like Ken Thrower, for instance. He was here when I came. He's just kind of nippy, and that's it. He did have a strop. I don't know if it shows in the stats, but he had a strop and left, and then I just re-signed him straight away. As I've also done with where is he? Oh, where is he? Okay, well that's throwing me. See, this is what I'm saying. My team sheet's a mess. I can't even find the players that I have anymore. Well, a guy called Taylor. I'm not sure where he is. He might be in the under-21s, you know. No? Okay. Alright, well, I'm confused. I don't even know if... Oh yeah, that's funny. I signed this guy literally just because of his name. He came through the youth system. Hermenegildo Manuel. And where's he from? Let's find out. Nationalities, place of birth, Bromley. Lad. So he's my Angolan contingent. But I feel like I've got a little bit off topic. So yeah, there's Viv Solomon Otterbor. He's a hero, well-rounded winger, played reasonably well, flexible. Went down to a non-contract agreement when I needed to make some space, so happy with him. Barry McGee is solid centre mid, gets paid about tuppence. Yeah, he's there you go, 13 times off the bench because he's not a lone player. Wes McDonald, he's again in theory good, passing, flair, reasonable, you know, he's actually quick-ish for this level, good decision making, but he's not quite getting there, which is annoying me, so he's on the bench as well. And my biggest disappointment probably is Michael Scott, who £500 a week here till next season because I thought I was signing the man to solidify my defence. His stats compared to literally every other person who was playing well for me at the time who plays in midfield was like a joke. I mean, you know, he's probably my best centre back. He's probably my best right wing back. He is my best central midfielder, but he plays appallingly. It's very frustrating. I don't know where he's actually been around. Oh, he's come straight from Tottenham, hence why I had to pay him some actual money. But he's so good, but he plays so bad. I'm actually talking to him about it. Yeah, no, I think I need to warn him that his recent form. You have to start playing to. Oh no, passionate. You have to start playing to a higher standard if you want to be in the first team. I don't want to sit on the bench. Well, bloody good then, do it. Because he's a wonderful player, but not good enough. There's a few other odds and ends. Aston Morgan, I thought he was going to be a great left winger because he has pace, he has dribbling ability, he can pass the football. But yeah, he's not been so brilliant. Liam White I brought in as like some kind of flary, attacking-y player. It's not really worked out, so he'll be going at the end of the season. This is why I'm not spending too much time. Glenn Gaunt, we had him on loan at the start of the season. He was fantastic. Then he got massively injured, went off, went back to Brentford, then came back and literally got injured in training. And then I had a notification, Glenn Gaunt back in full-time training, and then Glenn Gaunt injured in training, literally in the same day. So he's made of glass. I don't know if he even has the trait. Oh yeah, he doesn't even have the trait of being prone to injury, but there he is. So when we were playing wingers, he was a star. He's now just a sick note kind of player. So that's the midfield mess. Up front, it's a bit clearer, it's a bit more concise. We've got Jake Beasley, who's utterly amazing. He can head the ball, he can kick the ball, he actually has thoughts in his brain, and he's slow, but he's not a slouch. So interestingly, I actually had him at Maidstone in my first season because I thought his stats were good. He started one game, but he did score 2 goals and get an assist. So I hope that was all in one awesome start, and then the other 5 sub appearances were just miserable. But ever since then, he's been playing for Bromley in the non-league, and really, so he's actually having his best season with me. 13 assists, 15 goals. Yeah, basically, he's my best striker by some way. And I'm hoping that I can get him to agree to a contract for next season without putting his wage up too much. He's getting a bit. He's making demands. I don't like it. Peter Stevens, brought him in on loan because he can kick the football in the goal. He has a terrible first touch, terrible dribbling, but you know what? can't pass for toffee, but if you put him near the goal, he sometimes scores, and I quite like that about him. So he's scored probably a lot of very awkward headers on loan from Dagenham and Redbridge, my favourite. Cameron Scorer, he's reasonable, as the name would suggest. Brilliant finishing, but terrible composure. So, not sure how that combines. But he's physically robust. He runs around, and he actually does all right. But he's getting paid, whereas I'm not entirely sure he needs to be getting paid. Yusuf. I'm annoyed about him. I didn't have any strikers, and he was the only option who had actually come to me at the time. And so I signed him. He's getting paid £400 a week. And he's never really done that much. He promises so much at this level because he's quick, he can dribble, can finish, and has a first touch. Like, what strikers at this level can do that? Actually has composure, actually has off-the-ball movement. But yeah, so disappointing. I don't know what it is. It's probably all of these cons right here. One-footed, susceptible to injury, doesn't enjoy big matches, can't head the ball, doesn't have a mentality. Oh, that's just about heading. And he's not determined. But he's supposed to be consistent. He's consistently bad. It's consistently a letdown for me. In-game, he's never been prolific. Maybe I should have taken my warning from that. But I thought he was the kind of player that I would need to play up front with Beasley and play over the top. Whereas actually I play all the lumps in defence, I play all the lumps up top as well. And it's been reasonably working so far. Excuse me. So we've managed to crawl up. Oddly, now we're in second in the league, which I actually wasn't aware of. So that's interesting. I've lost a lot of games. It's been wild inconsistencies, conceding a huge amount of goals. Clearly not really scoring as many as my top counterparts. And but I suppose it's that tightness that we've had recently that's actually been good for us. But yeah, you can see it's packed tight at the top. Like, there's about probably the top 8 or so are all still in with a shout of getting any of those places really. So I'm taking nothing for granted. And there's poor Hornchurch at the bottom, who, see that 10 points. It was funny earlier, they were so bad that 10 points actually wouldn't have made a difference to their place in the league. They were so far behind everyone else. But yeah, clearly Havant and Waterloo were absolute trash as well. So that is the Bromley squad. We play, we work the ball into the box because we can't really play it on the break because we don't have fast strikers. We look for the overlap because I find that when you overload a team in these sorts of areas in game, teams at this level get very, very confused and they don't know what to do, and then you lump it in and Stevens and Beasley are there and obviously close down more because I get fed up when they just don't close down. It really annoys me. So that is Bromley. Brief introduction there. This, as I mentioned, is a double game day. I'm not 100% which game will come up first. I kind of hope Bromley, but I don't know. Okay, so we're over to Charlton now. I have already set up the team for this match against bottom place Derby. It's a reserve-y one, so I'll talk you through. If that game is first, I will talk you through the decisions I've made there and the regrets I will probably have. But I'm second. I need the wins. I'm 2 games in hand, 4 points behind. Derby are here, so clearly not very good. And really just out and out. They're not even a good team. Like, Carl Jenkinson is a huge loss for them. And he's just been a piece of trash. Former Charlton player, piece of trash. Assertive. Sam Hamburger's always assertive. I'm going to say it means nothing because So yeah, they've got Javier Hernandez, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Tom Carroll, Ivor Ross and Johannes Belhanda, Jeff Hendrick, Ryan Bertrand, Morata on the bench, just FYI. He did play for Charlton for a bit. He was terrible. John Flanagan on the bench, Jay Rodriguez on the bench, and a former Charlton player, Wesley van Kampenhout, who I think I love him. I wish the best to him. I bought him. He had so much potential. He scored some goals. He had great seasons. You know, Portsmouth, Nottingham Forest. I still sold him for quite a lot of money and made money on the loans as well. But his injuries were just too much. Where was the first one? Broken foot. So what have we got here? And he just keeps getting them so consistently. And it was, I think it's not even gone as far back as, yeah, I think as straight away I got him and he just buggered up something, like did something ridiculous. So yeah, he's on the bench. He's a threat. Yeah, let's close these guys down. If you've seen my other Charlton video, I always set up my teams in a similar-ish way for Charlton, because they know how to tackle hard and not get sent off, whereas teams like my Maidstone team have no idea how to do that. And also I was thinking more of my Bromley team, to be honest. I'm sorry, Wesley, we're going in hard on you. And Jay Rodriguez, actually, he's a former Maidstone player from last season. Johnny Evans. Who's Billy Smith? I don't know who he is. I'm just going to check him out quickly. Oh, he's very quick and very dribbly, so he's going to have to get smashed. Because basically, players getting down the side of my teams are where Charlton are vulnerable, because I only play 3 at the back. Go there and carry on straight from your loss. Oh, these guys remember. These guys remember what the last match was like. Oh, everyone else is quite happy. Oh, everybody's happy. That's good. So yeah, as you can see, these guys they've not been starters. They've been in and around the first team, but they've not been starters. So we'll see how this goes. So you've got, you know, wonder kid goalkeeper, wonder kid. Is he still a wonder kid? Yeah, he'll still be a wonder kid. Pedro Juan, wonder kid. He's probably a former wonder kid now. Oh no, he's still 20, and he's a wonder kid. Charles, who is definitely not a wonder kid, he's way too old, but he's still getting better. Dewey Tvarzik, I'm pretty sure he's a wonder kid. Yeah, of course he is. I think this could get long, so I'm just going to presume that they are all of great quality, and Divock Origi is also there because he had a sensational last game, and I don't have that many strikers at the minute because Nuno Nunes is injured. I'm disappointed. Okay, so we set up in 2D Classic because that helps with the filming. I really hope... Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, well done, Osipov. That could have been an absolutely disastrous start. And it still could be by the look of it. This is really not going well. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the worst start of any game. And Man United have just... Is that Man United just going 1-0 up as I do that? Was that what happened? Yeah, great. So my title rivals have gone 1-0 up. I've gone 1-0 down to bottom place Derby. Literally, what the hell. But you know what? I always have faith in this team to score goals. So, not a problem. Let's move on with it. Swarzik is playing that deep line playmaker role because he's got a lot of great technical attributes. This is going to get frustrating now as I have a ton of chances and don't score. Oh, I'm going to get annoyed, I can tell. Okay, and they've injured my players. I don't like they've scored against me and injured my players. I feel like that is right. Victor Ruffet is coming on. This means Charlton mean business because I don't want to lose this game. Like I thought there was still enough quality on the pitch to not lose to Derby County. And I'd really liked some comforting. Yeah, I'm aware that he's been playing out of position. I would like some comforting creation and replays to show me that I was not wrong in trusting you, you bloody bunch of useless wonder kids. Oh God, this is truly... Right, come on. String some passes together, because I don't know if you don't just shoot. Oh dear. No, this is all going to go fine, because... Oh, Victor Ruffet. I thought you were going to be the one there. So... Derby, 3 shots, 1 clear chance. Oh my giddy aunt. Well, they really scored it. They've basically had the best chances and really hold a good lead. Yeah, we're not even putting them under that much pressure, to be fair. Oh dear, their centre-backs are lapping it up. Origi, just don't try and do clever things. Just do the basics. Move the ball. Oh no, Ruffet. All the chances. Oh, frustration. So if we lose this and fall out of the title race as a result, I'm just going to be so annoyed. But you know what? We're not going to. Because Rufet is there. He only misses 2 great chances. He never misses 3. Well, I'm going to hold him to that now. Good creation by Origi. Good, probably strength holding the man off. And that's a clinical header. Did it dink off the bar? Oh, right, we're back in the game. I told you this side could score goals. They always do. I don't know why I doubted them at all. It'd be great if we could get the ball back, though, and retain this pressure, retain this momentum. I don't like those balls, because I know Osipov isn't great at coming off his line. So, yeah, not massively up for that. But, yeah, bang it over the top. Divock Origi, use your quality. Don't shoot. Good lad. Yeah, just do the simple things. Pereira is looking like he's having a terrible game. Oh, okay. We've got a team. We've got a 6'6" guy. I'm hoping this is heading towards him. It wasn't. But Pereira just, and then just cross it, because you're really good at crossing. Oh, yay. So I've turned what could have been a pleasurable game to watch, where we create a lot of chances and score a lot of goals. Go on, Rufet! To a stressful experience where Derby County are driving me nuts. So I don't know why I've done that for myself, but you know what? It's all part of the fun, really, isn't it? Trying to blood in youth players. Right, I'm absolutely appalled, basically. Damn right you're all fired up, because you're all in absolute tosh. Nino Massa, playing a 6.4. I mean, he's a world-class player. He's a world-class player playing Derby County, who, I don't know, they've probably won about 3 games all season. So, right, I'm not going to make any changes right now, just because I think they have felt my wrath, and I feel like that's a good enough. Oh, well done, Prairie, you managed to take it around somebody. That is good enough for now. I would like them to film my wrath in a more effective way, though, in the way that they actually create chances and score goals, and not concede goals. That would be my main. Go on, Pro, just run all the way. Oh, as if you would ever do that. Oh, Renali is going to get bloody sent off. I forgot to tell him not to get sent off, so he'll clearly do that. Pedro Joan, he's a yob. He's 6'6", 100 tons. Oh, great cross. Oh, Origi! So we've now, just to briefly review, 25 shots, 13 on target, 4 clear-cut chances, we've scored a goal. They've amazingly created 3 clear-cut chances. I think 2 of those happened at once, where it just dropped out of the sky and fell to their players' feet. I'm going to have to make some changes and bring on the quality that I luckily have on the bench. I'm going to take Renali off, just because I don't think he's doing a very good job. Memphis Depay always comes on and does a job. Oh, dear me. The only player with any experience we've got on the bench particularly is... Oh, we could take Pereira off, because I don't like how he's playing. And Svarzik is playing well, and I could just shift him up the pitch to where he's more comfortable. Yeah, I think that's a good decision. And bring on Mamana. Deep line playmaker role. Fits his stats perfectly. Oh, those are some quite early changes for me. I like to delay a bit more. But you know what? We've got great players on the pitch now. Svarzik proving me wrong. Oh, this could get really frustrating. Right. Just why aren't you creating anything? Right, I'm going to stop playing on the counter. Let's play attacking. Let's just commit. And they're going to hit us on the break, inevitably. Oh, I just hate it as the minutes tick by and my players aren't doing anything. Why? He's not done anything all bloody half. Right, amazing. They've not created anything from, like, the 60th minute, and now this is going to be the final whistle. Bloody hell. What a game! Are you joking me? Oh, right. No, you're all appalling. I just don't. Victor Effect, you were the one shining light in what was an absolutely dire performance. Ugh. What a waste. I played bottom. I played a bunch of wonder kids and world-class players. I had 30 shots, 16 on target, and yet somehow I've not won the game. And that to me seems odd. It's almost odd that they didn't score more with their 4 shots on target. But yeah, better possession, like, you know, good pass completion, reasonable amount of tackles. They had more tackles because I had more of the ball. You know, good aerial challenges. Very frustrating. Divock Origi should have scored. He had 8 shots. Well, so that's a big fat failure. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to try and. How long have we been going now? Oh, that's half an hour. Jesus Christ. Right. So I'm going to quickly do this Bromley game. Nothing really happens in Bromley games anyway, so I say that. It's not going to happen now, is it? Right. Let's just check out their midfield briefly. Okay, he can play football. He is okay at football. He is bad at football. And Tammy Abraham. Wow. Let's just have a quick look at Tammy Abraham's career. Never played for Chelsea. Straight into the Crawley team. He's been fairly appalling. Amazing. Right, well, I'm going to have to close him down because he can actually kick the ball as well. As well as all these guys. Let's see who's on the bench. He's awful. Kwesi Imoro he's not good. Freddie Tracy, he is reasonable. He can kick the ball in the goal. And Manny Kayeris, a pass. Oh dear. Right. I mean, Sam Hamburger is devastated. Tommy Roddrins, never devastated. Right. Let's keep this good run going. None of them want to do that. I have faith in you. Okay. Some of them appreciate some faith. Oh wow. I forget how miserable Bromley's team are. Bloody hell. None of them like me. None of them like the team talk. None of them even like playing football. They'd all rather be bakers or butchers or candlestick makers. Right, now Stevens doesn't know what to do with the ball, but it's allowed everyone else to push up. Stevens! You give him the ball near the goal and he sometimes scores. Peter Stevens scores occasionally. To be fair, I think he scores a bit more regularly than that. That's being harsh to him. But yeah, you can see the appalling positioning of the keeper there. It's absolutely miserable. So Bromley, to be fair, I mean, I don't want to curse it. This is just genuinely what's been happening. We've had really uneventful games with Bromley, but we've ground out results. We've like held on to wins, and that's why why we're up in second. Really, go on bees. Oh, nearly showed what the bees can do. Oh, slam it against the post. I suppose it was still a decent finish. Stevens, no idea what to do with the ball, just kicks it at someone. Standard stuff. Oh, he's offside. He's probably just wandering around now. He scored his goal. He doesn't know what to do. Well, we're getting some pressure up. Although Hassel, his corners are appalling. Is he any better at anything else? Oh, well, we're good at bundling it into the box, kicking their players. Michael Scott, finally something good from you. I feel like that had a lot to do with their player just falling over with an injury. Scott there, firing it through the crowd. Probably they're all concerned for their teammate. We were busy scoring the goal. And we're now 2-0 up. Proving to do in 2 shots on target what Charlton couldn't do in like 16, was it? Oh, dear me. Terrible, terrible. I suppose this Bromley game gives me an opportunity to reflect on Charlton's title hopes. I think now I'm 3 points behind Man United. I must be. Oh, they had a game as well, so I'm probably more points behind Man United, but I've still got a game in hand. But I have faith that I will more consistently win. Ooh, that was actually some tasty play. I will more consistently win than them by the end of the season. That's what I think. So I think I will win the title. Right. Well, Nick Haycock may not be able to think of anything to say, but I sure can. It's don't mess it up. So yeah, you go out there, guys, and you don't mess it up. Aaron Hassel actually got an assist. Jake Beasley got his standard assist. If he doesn't score, he gets an assist. That's how he works. I don't need to rest anyone massively because we've got a game in a week. So, wow. Okay, nearly just bloody smashed it off the pitch. Michael Scott, no, you're not a playmaker. You're a defensive midfielder. But he's playing well. Right, let's try and preserve some of our players. They're getting a little bit tired. I feel like it's when they go below 70 that their play gets a bit raggedy. So I might target some of my more tired players with replacements. So bring on Marlon Romeo. Or Romeo. Deep line playmaker Harrison Heath. That suits his averageness, the averageness that is Harrison Heath, and we'll maybe give another 10 minutes or so because someone will inevitably get injured because they all have terrible mentality and also terrible physicality. Oh, that's fair. They bundled one into the box. I'm surprised it wasn't Tammy Abraham. Disappointed, although he is playing like on the left wing. So they've had one shot on target, one goal. Very much the Derby County of this league. I'm so disappointed that in 90 minutes I could only score one goal against Derby County, knowing that I needed to score two. That's disgraceful. Right, let's throw in another sub. Who's worth preserving? Jake Beasley, worth preserving and having a terrible game. So let's get him off. Yusuf can play on the shoulder because that's in theory what he's good at, although that leaves Stevens to be the deep-lying, slightly withdrawn striker. He can win flick-ons. He can't pass the ball, but you know what? He can flick it on. Let's just hold this and not lose it, and I will be fairly happy. Stevens, pass it to that guy over your right shoulder. Oh no, okay, that was decent. They're so slow. It just strikes me that they don't know what's going on. Apart from Tammy Abraham. Oh, this looks like a break. I don't like this. Oh no! Oh wow! I tell you what, I should have entitled this frustration. Oh bloody Nora! That's so annoying. 3 shots on target. I've created double the amount of chances to them. Bromley. But I tell you what, this Bromley team. Well, I better say it at the final whistle, really. Oh, go on, Yusuf. No, offside. Useless. This Bromley team tends not to lose recently. So, we've had a shocker, and we're still not lost. I am really unhappy, but I'm going to try and... I don't know. I'm at home. I feel like I can be more miserable at home. Yeah, they've all taken it well, although some of them are still really miserable. Oh dear. Well, that has been an absolutely devastating episode. I've sunk a place. I'm now outside of the automatic promotion with not that many games left. Let's have a little look at how many games left I have. Oh no, an absolute ton. So what's that, like 8? Yeah, 8 games left. So there's still, you know, what I'm talking about, the grinding out results you can see here. Since January when I made some signings, they've been a bit more grindy and a bit less ridiculous. I don't even want to go into some of these. Lost 10-0 to Charlton, that was fun. Right. I think at this point I will stop recording because I'm annoyed enough as it is, and it's coming up for 40 minutes, which is not ideal. Alright, cheers for listening if you still are. I'm miserable. Now I got to go back to work. Oh, the lunch break recording was a terrible plan. Bye.